Hi everyone, it's KIREI here for Hey Little Magpie, and I'm using one of the slightly older collections. It's Pinkfresh Studio's Legendary by Paige Evans. And I had some photos from fairly recently, actually, just before New Year, and our friends and son came down to stay with us just for the night, and Oscar is Lee's godson. Yeah, they both went for a run together, which was lovely. They're actually going to go and climb Kilimanjaro next year when Oscar turns 18 and Lee turns 50. So a really, really lovely thing to do. So Oscar and Simon were staying with us, and then the three of them went all off and played golf with Dave. So I had some good photos that I just needed to get scrapped. So this collection is obviously perfect. It's obviously quite a sort of masculine type collection, though it could be a little bit more generic if you wanted. Some of the papers certainly could be used for other things other than just the men in your life. Okay, so I loved this arrows paper. It's called This Is the Vibe, and I just thought it would be perfect, and they sort of all obviously sort of point into one area, and that's where I'm going to have my 3 photos. Now, I've mounted my photos on one of the other pattern papers. It's called Creative Energy. It's that sort of yellowy one. And I thought that was a good contrast to sit on the blue background. I did pick a couple of other of the papers, and there was a blue and a tealy blue, but they seemed to blend in a little bit more. So the yellow had a little bit more of a pop. Now, I've trimmed the arrow paper down, and I'm going to just add it and create this white frame. I felt like I needed a little bit of a contrast to all of the arrows, and the white border just, allows me to do that. And then now these sorts of pattern papers can be quite a bit difficult. Like, I love it, and it's like how to use it. So I felt like I didn't need to add loads and loads of embellishments. I mean, I could have layered up more pattern papers. I didn't really want to cover too much of the arrow background. So here we go. I'm going to do a bit of stitching. So I'm bringing in some embroidery threads, just trying to match them up. And I'm going to stitch around some of the arrows, and I'm definitely not going to go all out and stitch every arrow. That would be like, oh my goodness me. I know that's one of Paige's specialties, but yeah, I'm just going to stick to picking out a few of them. So anyway, here we go. I've stitched around some of the arrows, and I just like the extra sort of dimension and texture that gives. Creates a little bit of difference rather than it being a completely flat background. So I can now get my photos stuck down, and I'm just putting foam pads at the top of the photos only. Now the center one, I'm just changing slightly because I needed somewhere for my journaling to go, and there's a tag in the journaling ephemera pack that I decided I'd use for my journaling because the paper's so patterned. It was really going to be quite difficult to add sort of journaling over the top of that. So I just wanted to make sure I haven't got a foam pad right across the top of this center photo so that the tag can tuck down in behind there. So that works for me, and that's a really good tip for obvious, anything like this where you have got a very busy background and you really need to get you're wanting to add some journalings to tell the story. A tag is perfect, just popping it behind your photos. Okay, now I've pulled in the ephemera here, and I've got 2. I've got the ephemera pack and I've got the journaling ephemera pack, and I've used the tag and the keep growing banner at the top, and then the rest is from the regular ephemera pack. Now I'm just going to sort of fussy cut around some of this ephemera because I don't like all the white showing too much. So I am a bit fussy with that, but I don't mind a bit of fussy cutting. So there we go, as if by magic, that is now all done, and I can start to place my ephemera pieces down. And again, you can see me there. I'm just curving up all the edges because I'm just sticking at things from the center only, so I can still curve up the leaves and the edges of the random elements as well. The shoes here, I was going to add foam pads and raise them up, but then realized my title, which is the Chasing Goals, is going to sit over it, so I only added foam pads to the top of the shoes in the end. And then I'll add foam pads as I am now, adding them to the title, and that will sit and raise above those shoes. And then there's not like too much to do. This came together really easily once I'd figured out how I was going to use the arrow pattern paper. As I said, don't need loads of ephemera. I just wanted a little bit around it. There was some good phrases that I wanted to use. There's the currently, keep growing, running on vibes and snacks, obviously the title which says chasing goals. So with that and a little bit of I'm just using the leafy pieces there. Obviously they're outdoors, so that worked well. And then a few little icons like the shoes, the clock, and then there's the drink cup, and they are all holding bottles of water, bottles in the center photo. So that tied in nicely too. So it all worked well. Okay. I'll get the top one stuck down, and then I will do my journaling off camera. I'll add that to the tag. Oh, one of the things I think I add the with a tag. I never leave them naked. Sometimes forget that I do add it in afterwards. Here we go. I'm adding just some embroidery thread. I'm just looping that round a few times. You can tie a ribbon, your bow, or just loop through. But I just like to wrap a few pieces around, and then just tie it off at the back and stick it down. So it's nice and tidy. But yeah, so that's my tag done. And then what else? Oh, now, Hey Little Magpie are doing these fabulous embellishment kits. There's a subscription that you can sign up to that makes sure you get the kit every month, and they're fabulous. I love extra little bits and pieces that I can add to a layout, and you get all sorts of things, whether it's little fabric flowers, and I have the 2 blue fabric flowers on the layout that I've stuck down. They were from the January embellishment kit, but you get all sorts of things from little wooden pieces. You get some maybe ribbon or threads, glittery bits, so all sorts. And I love adding those different things into a layout, and you'll see I do go in and add a couple of other pieces that were from the November embellishment kit. There's a hand paper clip in sort of a greeny limey green, which I thought worked really well, and a little mini fabric patch with 99% on it, and that's what you can see now. There's the paper clip, and there's the stitching detail, and then you'll see the little pack. There you go, the 99% up there. So yeah, they're the embellishment kits. You'll find all the details on the website. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you again in my next video. Bye for now.